Right? Shalom, shalom, brothers of Great Millstone, the church in Birmingham, Alabama. And as always, we're going to begin by giving our praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Chakadash.
in the ancient Hebrew tongue, those be the great names of the Heavenly Father, the only begotten Son, and the Holy Spirit. Also, like to give honor to our teachers, the head apostles, and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the fellow laborers out there, and as always, you believers. So, yeah, we're back once again through the spirit of power of Yahweh Yahushua. As you can see, this is going to be an indoor camp. Due to the weather, we got reports of storms and thunderstorms coming through. So already dealing with the outside elements, the noise of the city and such, and to compile that, potential torrential downpour, that don't make sense. We here to edify. You won't be able to hear us, so it's about hearing the word, and digesting it. And furthermore, it doesn't matter the setting. You could be out on the streets, you could be in your car, right, in your quarters, but the message is the same. The rallying cry is that the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Right. And that's pursuing Matthew the 10th chapter, beginning at the 5th verse, where Yahweh sent forth his men with instructions, explicit instructions on forward and advancing his testimony, man. Because when you go into that word kingdom right there in Greek, one of the definitions it takes you to is rulership. So pretty much what we're witnessing is a transition of power, where the kingdom is being translated from one people to another, one people being Esau, the so-called white man who would serve as the progenitor of the so-called white people, versus the forefather and patriarch of the nation of Israel, which would consist of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and that would be Jacob. So the power is being translated. Matter of fact, can we get that in Sirach, the 10th chapter? So for everything that you're witnessing take place here on the planet Earth, right, if you have a feel for the pulse of the planet Earth right now, it's touching the swarm activity, it's all an effort to cement this transition. We just had the global outages, we were just speaking on that. Was it the crown, what was it against the crowd strike?
Crowd strike.
Right. I guess those hackers or whatnot, who they tapped into Microsoft, and that was a global thing, man. Mm-hmm. See, so that serves as nothing more than the segue really into the New World Order, because that was what a chaotic moment.
Yeah.
The New World Order would be what the order to combat the chaos. What's the old saying? Order of chaos. So everything is in play, man. Yeah. And really, it was all manipulated. All right, when the time with Esau, the clock is running down, and you know what they're running. They're running a Hail Mary. Put your safeties back, get in the prevent defense, and just wait on this nigga to launch another bomb. And that's what he's doing, because what's the guy? Was it FDR? He came up with the statement, everything is manipulated in our politics. See? So this thing was all orchestrated. Why? Because Esau, out of desperation, is cleaving on to the power. So you try to drag somebody out, they holding on the doorpost.
Everything within their power.
Right, he's doing everything within his power. Yeah. Every legislation that can be drawn. Right? All right, so come on.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, Sirach, chapter 10, verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
Right, so that's what's in play. The Lord has set this in motion. The kingdom is being translated. And the Lord went into detail as touching the reasoning behind that transition. Because Esau has proven to be an unfit ruler, an unfit king. Matter of fact, jump up to the first verse.
Verse 1, it reads, a wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered.
Right, and that's concerning the kingdom of heaven, which begins now. That's why there's a heavy emphasis on order. You're seeing that screening process the Lord brought through with those affiliates. He had you waiting in the waiting room, and then once you was presented, right, with the proper protocol, a lot of guys refused because you didn't want to come under that order. But what you got to realize, order is being restored. This is not just a free fall. A bunch of guys coming together, and it's all driven by our hate for because it's a lot of this Jakes out here that hate the white man, right? These Afrocentric, right? Islam. There's a lot of it's still a resemblance, a remnant of Black Panther niggas, right? And they hate Esau. They got a reason to, right? They might bring up all type of penal code laws and violations, 3-strike law. But it's bigger than just being here driven off your emotions, mad at Esau. So the scripture says we will be set in order right before their eyes. You got to come on.
Psalms chapter 50, verse 21. These things have thou done, and I kept silence. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such as one as thyself. But I will reprove thee and set them in order before thine eyes.
Right, so the Lord said he will set us in order right before your eyes. Really, this is playing out on the internet in a sense, because scriptures say the Lord prepared a table before our enemies. In Psalm, the 23rd chapter. Also in Psalms 37, it speaks about is that right? The wicked plotters, right? That's it. The wicked plotters against the just, right? Watcheth the just. See, also in Wisdom of Solomon. Is that Wisdom of Solomon 5 or 2? Always gets grievous. Right, he's grievous for us to behold. So these devils is watching us proclaim that we against smoking cigarettes and so he's actually witnessing that maturation of the Lord setting us on order. So we can go back and double it on that?
Yeah.
All right, come on.
All right, so Rock 10, verse 1 again reads, as a wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man in world order. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein.
Right. Exhibit 8, America, Babylon the Great. They have taken after the customs of Esau, right? They are nothing more, they mimic Esau. See? That's why you have violent homos. That's what, like the new genre of rap, I mean, it's like it. It used to be gangster rap, now I guess you call it drill maybe. But when you look at those guys, you're like, this guy? No. Like, this little guy? Some little nigga and some, like any of that, right? They're from here. Slightly nestled. And the nigga got some Crocs.
Oh yeah, he's sport mode.
Right.
That's why Lil Wayne's still around. He fit the mold.
Right, yeah. Well, he kind of started. He did. Yeah. That's a good point.
I got the definition for prudent. It goes into quality of being careful, because the brother's going into the fact that Esau's unprofitable. How he's showing that he's unprofitable because his kingdom is actually falling before us. So he's not showing. He's showing us in the falling of his kingdom. He wasn't a prudent individual to begin with, but here he is, like the brother's going into. He coming with a new world order. So show me the flaws of this world. Show me the flaws of this society that you set forth before us, that we exist in now. So this new world order, show us how much more is going to be better. Right. So let me read. It says the quality of being careful, cautious, using good judgment, as well as being wise and looking ahead. The Lord looked ahead. That's how it was like. The end was from the beginning. You know, the Lord was, before he ever set anything in motion, he thought this well out. It was well thought out. It was well put together. It was concise. With Esau's society, like he's coming with a new world order. So show me where the glue came apart. Show me the holes in this society that we won't make those mistakes again. But Esau ain't even gonna do that.
Well, let's tell you how he's doing it with the crash. He's trying to show vulnerabilities, and you're gonna have an account maybe to get whacked. He said, okay, we got a solution now. That was the old way. So this is how we're gonna combat it. This is the resolution. So this devil, he real mischievous, man. Right? It's like one of those faulty mechanics. They fuck up They fuck up something, the wiring, But they can come back and say, see, this is what you need.
Yeah.
And that's what he's doing. He's saying, look, this system has become faulty, shaky. If you want to continue in it, if you want to continue with your coming and going, right, business as usual approach, and you're going to have to sign on to this new world order. See? Because you got one?
Yeah, I'll finish it up. It says it can also mean the ability to control and discipline oneself using reason. And our reason is always in the scriptures.
Yeah.
You know? It says prudence.
Oh, well, hold up. That's why the scriptures say Jacob was a man of the tent.
Yeah.
And when the tent, you go into the origins of it, that's where the ark was kept. He was a man of the scribe. Oh, the scripture says, unto the man of the scribe, I will lay my honor. That goes all the way back to Jacob. Remember, with subtlety, he took the birthright. So that's why you see the offspring of those two seeds, you see their desires played out to us.
Yeah.
So we got scriptures open, going into word, the brother going into a word now. Through subtlety, right, the kingdom will be cemented in our hands. That's how the Lord was cemented. And that in itself is a marvelous work because niggas is a bunch of wild. You can't get niggas together. When you get niggas together, I bet the over that swam 3 shots. Right? Oh, it was 2 mass shootings within a 72-hour window here in Birmingham, man. Mass shootings. I think 8 people got shot one night.
Yeah. And then
3 died. And
10
what you say? I speak up.
10 got shot. Well, 14 got shot. 4 died. 10 got hit.
See that?
yeah, that's crazy.
And Esau was banking on that.
Yeah.
Esau created that. And that made him sleep better at night.
Yeah.
To see Israel descend into chaos.
Yeah.
If you're a madman, you're not going to court speaking on litigation. You're not fighting over things like inheritance. You're a drunk wild man. Your best place is out on the street corners. The scriptures say they're like a wild bull in the net. But here it is. You fast forward, now you got certain spirits in a council concerning their inheritance. See, and it's driven by patience because reasoning and patience go hand in hand.
Yeah.
I've been bringing this out a lot lately that fools rush in. Like a fool don't consider it, they just rush in there, man. Esau didn't consider, oh, good, no, but like I always say, they don't look for it, delete it. Just jump out there, you know? But see, now we sit back and reading the fine print, so to speak. We just talking about that.
Yeah.
But that requires patience.
It says prudence is often considered a virtue, and in particular one of the 4 cardinal virtues, along with justice, courage, and temperance.
Mm-hmm.
Those are what you were going to.
Yep. That reminds me of Proverbs 22. I know it's not how got it. Proverbs 20:23. Prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself. So we can go back. Let somebody got something. Like,
Back in the book of Sirach, chapter 10, in verse 2, it reads, as the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein.
right. So that's why it's a very perverse spirit here in America, because they're nothing more than a reflection of the power that be. There's no discipline here. And that's when we are being groomed. We're being shaped and fashioned and molded, right, to exhibit discipline. Because this place was set up and geared to accommodate the flesh. And we know the flesh there's no discipline that comes with the flesh. So now we walking in the light, operating in the spirit. That in itself is a resistance against the momentum of this system. You got something?
Real quick, this is the book of Psalms 12 and verse 7. It says, thou shalt keep them, O Lord, thou shalt preserve them from this. It's like read this again. Psalms 12 and 7. Thou shalt keep them, O Lord, thou shalt preserve them from this generation forever. The wicked walk on every side when the vilest men are exalted.
Read that one more time.
Psalms 12 verse 7, it says, thou shalt keep them, Lord, thou shalt preserve them from this generation forever.
Right, that's the Lord did when he introduced us to the truth. It was like an alternative, right? That was the Lord saying, "These are mine." See, go ahead.
It says the wicked walk on every
But
side.
everywhere you turn is wickedness, man. You can't find no relief. If you go to look at a video, like come across as an educational video, then transfer the examination, brothers already know one. They playing NBA Youngboy in the background. Wicked, right? You saw it, yeah. Oh man, yeah, that too, right? You just want to see the guy run his route, man. Get in and out of this break, and before you know it, nigga playing, yeah. King Von, you know, it's wickedness on all fronts, but we understand that this is this man's kingdom. See, this is a secret place. To come to this arena, and to be exposed to this form of teaching, this is considered a secret. This is the minority, man. The mindset, right? Respecting it, brothers, showing reverence to men above you. That's not taught in the black culture. That's why you see a little nigga baby that say, "You not my daddy, man." Which that whole, it shouldn't be that way, right? It shouldn't be a stepdad. Esau, man. Esau, man. Yeah. That's why the scripture said, "Oppression make a wise man angry." Go ahead.
It says, the wicked walk on every side, and the vilest men are exalted.
See, Esau is in power, right? What's that? Proverbs 29. Somebody can hold that. This man in power, then you can best believe, you can be assured that wickedness is going to be on all fronts. Even what's perceived to be somewhat pious, right? A church. The symbol, what was the symbol of righteousness in the hood? The old lady coming home from church.
Yeah, that's true.
You see that? Yeah. And we ain't got to expound on it, right? But that shows you how far from grace we've fallen, because really it's about your forefathers, man. You shouldn't have been looking in that direction.
Right.
And the granddad, if he was there, he was just in the room, and they'll slide him a plate. Like what's the movie?
Like soul food.
Soul food. Slide him a plate, and as a beast, he sent it back with just the chicken bone. That's what they come to here. They do.
Instead of the man being the pillar, being the head, they make him look senile, make him look weak, submissive to bullshit, vulnerable. Every joke.
Through that man witchcraft, he's been showing you that ever since his inception, for real. Like them old sitcoms. The last one was James out of Good Time. He was the only one. But it all, what happened? And I know because God knows. Everything spiraled out of control after that. After he put his foot down, every time it spiraled out of control. They pushed that narrative that that's not the way, you know? Then you fast forward, you have all these different sitcoms, and Bundy.
Maybe they trample their reputation by making a cartoon like this nigga now.
Oh yeah. They got a spin-off.
He said, please.
Speak up, I can hear you.
True.
When they got too serious, they killed him.
Right, yeah.
Killed him all.
And I think behind the scenes he had a falling out because he had a chip on his shoulder for real. And I think he had a falling out with the director. And they really, what that happened, right? And they rolled him out of the script. But still in the spirit, you know.
They brought a silly nigga JJ. Now he the man.
Right, JJ got a key role here.
Yeah, now he got a key role. Yeah.
More of the episodes centered around JJ bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
I think Delma had a husband too named Keith.
Oh yeah,
He was like a weaker version, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Delma used to run over and shit like that.
He lost one time on one episode.
Yeah. And if you're an Israelite, right, that's a test. If you really, if you feel some type, I know me, the theme song and all that shit, it just don't it rub me the wrong way.
I felt the same way.
I want no pause of it.
Yeah, I don't want to
You know,
pause.
you see it, it's like this sober.
It's traumatized, real shit. Real time, low key
Right,
traumatized.
yeah, that's what it is. It is, bro. Yeah, the theme song, man. It just fucked up, man.
Sing my kitchen hill.
Right.
Good time.
Yeah. And all the writers were so called too, man.
Condition in your mind.
Right.
This is how your life gonna be.
Mhm.
Don't think you're gonna be a doctor or lawyer. Don't think you're gonna be, which ain't what we driving for. But just the simple fact that the brainwash, in a negative sense that they gave to Jake.
And it pushed the thought process of, you ain't really black unless you struggle. And you gotta go through the struggle.
gotta
That was
live
our
in
rights
the
and
hood.
passes as an
Right.
American.
You gotta be in
It's
the
the struggle.
project.
Yeah, you gotta be in the projects coming
You
out.
gotta be illiterate. You gotta act stupid.
And those are real projects up there.
Yeah,
Chicago,
yeah. Pretty green.
Pretty green. You're right.
Yeah, you know, man.
Well, then the alternative, they showed you the highest you can get was being your own boss at the cleaners. With Jefferson.
Moving on up.
Moving on up.
Right.
Right. That's it. We said we moving on up to the Lord. This place hell, man. And they showed that Sherman and him, he walking, you know, and they made sure to capture he walked like a Jake, you know, that sucking and jive, turkey Jake spirit. Yes. Yeah, you can make it, nigga. You can make it to have your own, chicken spot. And you got your own sauce.
You too can be an entrepreneur.
Yeah. Nigga, and you know, that sauce ain't nothing but mayonnaise and hot sauce. Right. That's the difference with the nigga shit, you know.
Generational wealth, right?
Yeah. Nigga name this channel Generation Wealth, you know. Niggas serve chicken out of
So, Ecclesiastes 10:1 says, in the NLT, it says, in the title says, the little foolishness. It says that dead flies cause even a bottle of perfume to stink. So a little foolishness spoils great wisdom and honor. You can think about it when, as we're going into the male in the family dynamic, and you see the men are supposed to have the seat of authority in the house. And that's been pretty much put out, that whole fire has been put out by this foolishness that they supplied through their media. It is years later, generations later, the male is all completely just, a missing entity in these homes. It's almost as if you walk inside a home, you expect nothing. You expect to see pictures of the honorable mother.
Right.
There go sweet granny.
Right.
Right. Jay next to JC in the middle. Right?
Yeah.
And that's the father, that's the man. And the women will say that. Well, my husband.
That's my man right there. I'm married to the Lord. I'm married to the Lord. Yeah. I got precepts.
So what do you really want? And you have in this society, that foolishness, or do you want that wisdom and honor back where it belongs in the seat of the man? That's what the Lord going to establish in the kingdom of heaven.
Precept. Sirach chapter 3, verse 9, it says, for the blessing of the father establishes the houses of children, but the curse of the mother rooteth out foundation. Yeah. But it's just what the brother's going into is literally the father establishes the house. I never forget the Bishop Batazman when I was going to it. The brothers could look at it for themselves, look into life and look at your uncles, your cousins. The father is really the heartbeat of the house. If dad is in a happy mood, usually the house is in a happy mood. The house is only in a bad mood because mama is at odds with dad. But the house can stay in a good mood as long as daddy don't let her get to it. But if she's pissed off, dinner don't get cooked, clothes don't get washed, kids don't get looked after. That's all based off of her feelings. So the Lord is letting us know all we got to do is just pay attention to the life itself that the father establishes the house. Just like he puts down the discipline, he pushes forth the spiritual understandings in the house. I do it in my house. It's like, hey, we ain't eating shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster. That's a part. That's what I set up in the house, and mother can only follow it. But a mother, we getting divorced. All of a sudden, hey, your daddy didn't let you eat shrimp, but you was always curious about it. Next thing you know, they Captain D, Long John Silver. So I'll finish it off. It says, glory not in the dishonor of the father. And that's what America has taught us, the glory in the dishonor of the father. My daddy wasn't there. I remember that wicked nigga, Quando Rondo. Hey, why do y'all about to me outside for destroying that nigga? He had said in the interview, his mama had told him he wasn't going to be shit. Nah, he locked up.
Okay, good.
Lord got his stupid ass locked up.
He don't get the notice. The nigga got 7 years or better.
Yeah, I pray, man. I pray. Jake had said it in the interview that his mama told him he wasn't going to be shit. Told him he was going to be a thug, he go to prison the whole night. He was like, his father just wasn't there. He said, he said in the same breath, hey man, my mama said this or whatever, but she was the only one that was there. It's like, she traumatized you, and you finna war her with $1 million, but your daddy was traumatized by your mama, so he alleviated himself for that. And you only got bad words for it. I wouldn't get that nigga, I wouldn't spit on that dude if he was on fire. It's like, you see how America's taught us to look at the father.
That's how that nigga Shaq.
Yeah, Shaq is a perfect example. Okay.
Yeah, my biological, fuck my biological, and all that shit, man. And his father was against the 8 ball the whole time.
For thy father's dishonor is no glory unto thee, for the glory of the father is from the honor of his father. And
that's why, like when you go into our customs, this Bun Yahweh, introduce the son, this, even old steps. Steps was designed with the lineage on it. That was you got a lot of clearance by your father, man.
Done. Finishing off, and a mother in dishonor is a reproach to the children. It's like Kim Kardashian, It's like no matter what she did and who Kanye is Kanye. Kim is Kim, but them children, you can point to Kanye all day, but your mother's Kim Kardashian. Your mother was blowing Ray J. It's like that's always gonna be a stain unto the children because that's what your mother's remembered like, and that was all through her father. That's why the scriptures just going back. That's why the father establishes the house. But you got it.
I got something real quick. Just going back because all this disorder go back to Esau. This nigga got laws and legislation on the books for this confusion to take place. This is the book of Isaiah 24, verse 5. It said, the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof. And of course, in the physical sense with pollution, but even spiritually, everything has been tainted under the watch of this devil, man. That's why I say the earth is defiled under the inhabitants, under the watch of the power that be. This nigga got the influence to make shit happen. Under the watch of this devil, you have this term called beaching, certain things. Yeah. But I'm just gonna go. Now that's a term. That's a plague. Feminism. You got these divorces. They call it no clause divorce, motherfucker. Divorce because they ain't happy, and the bitch get everything. But that all goes back to Esau, tainted from the entertainment. They watching TV, motherfucker want to be on Love and Hip Hop because what they see, what they present, that all contributes to this place being polluted and tainted, man. It says because they transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. So just going back to that ordinance of the father, the one and the children. Oh, Con,
First Corinthians 11, and I'm starting at verse 1. It says, "Be ye followers of me, also as I am of a Mashiach. Now I praise you, brethren, that ye remember all, that you remember me in all things, and keep the ordinance as I deliver them unto you." It says, "But I would have you to know that the head of every man is a Mashiach, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of the Mashiach is the Most High." All right, so you go back to Job 10, and it says the land of no law.
Without any order.
Without any order. The land of darkness without any order.
Yeah, somebody hold that too.
Because why? Because Esau took the real ordinance down and replaced it with his order.
Yeah.
So that brings about confusion. If you're not following the ways of Yahweh Shem Yahweh, right? That's confusion. But we know this man ain't gonna follow the ways of Yahweh Shem Yahweh. But we talking about the ones that follow his ways, which is mainly our people. And that's why the household is out of order, man. Because you ain't following the ordinance that the Most High laid down for the Israelites.
Nah, a quick definition for ordinance. It says an authoritative order, a decree.
That's it. So that was our decree, man. That was our order. It was a commandment, you know, and we have broke that. So that's why our people are broken. And that's why you said it's a small number that came back to those ordinances, man. That's why obedience, back to obedience in the Lord. That's why we detest the world. When you say the world, meaning Esau and those that follow Esau. Yeah. Once again, mainly our people, because our people want glory in the ways of Esau, more than Esau does.
Yeah.
And that man, he behind it, man. Because even when you go into like Section 8 welfare, it was certain conditions. It couldn't be a man in the house.
Mm-hmm. True.
Why, man? Oh, you had something?
Nah,
yeah, because you have to ask yourself, why, man? What's the science behind that? But this devil knows because he searched out everything. You know that the man being there that brings structure is by default because the man. There was an old video with this little girl. She about 5 or 6, and she was about to start twerking. And you saw that, and then the dad came in and shit.
Yeah.
And she knew it. She stopped. I think she ran. He chased her from. Just the presence of the father, man. It brings stability. Esau, he know his enemy, man. Right? He searched us out. He know what drives your cholesterol through the roof. He know what makes niggas tick. This nigga down to the side. He know what 808 drums to put in the music and all that shit. Make niggas bust another blunt. Yeah, so Proverbs open, man.
Proverbs 29 and 27. An unjust man is an abomination to the just.
Right. And that's why our ways that we present. Read it again.
Yep. It says an unjust man is an abomination to the just.
Right. So the ways that we present, Esau even cringe at. And the ways that we see that he is with, we cringe at that. Go ahead.
And he that is upright in the way.
Yeah, we upright in the ordinance, in the commandments, to our best ability of Yahweh Shem Yahweh. Go ahead.
Is abomination to the wicked.
Right. So this truth and this abomination to Esau and the heathen nations, mainly our people. Right? Because they conform to Esau, even the world, man. Mm-hmm. This is a despicable thing. Abomination means despicable, a filthy thing. Mm-hmm. All right. That's why 2/3. They basically close their ears, man. You know how motherfuckers get you know what I'm saying? That's what they do when this truth is being brought out. You want to add something?
Oh, if I may, like, select you. Is that Matthew, the 2nd chapter, that speaks about how the people was troubled along with Herod when they heard the news of Yahweh being born? Well, that's the same today. As we push forth Yahweh, the reaction from the people, the response is they troubled. See? Why? Because it's something foreign to how they was built. You know, a nigga, you have a nigga, we was going into that. You give a nigga a real cherry, he gonna base it upon a Lassie Taffy flavored form of cherry. Yeah. He gonna dismiss the real cherry because he was groomed. Right? This not true. Cherry. You got a real cherry.
Yeah. Let's go.
And as we push truth, right, it's foreign to them because the way they was conditioned to believe, you know.
That's cold.
Right, yeah, because that's the responsible thing, man. They look at it as if this is artificial, like, you know, when the reality is this is yeah.
This is Psalms 139 and 21. Do not I hate them, O Lord, that hate thee? And if not I agree with those that rise up against thee, I hate them with perfect hatred. I count them mine enemies. There's a difference between the real way, the authentic way, the artificial way versus the original way.
God, God.
And the Most High don't have it where there's thousands of different ways in which you got to live and operate. There's only one way.
Right
Now you got to turn and ran yourself over to the structure in which it's already formatted. Just because you was raised a certain way doesn't mean that it's going to play out that way. Now you got to do the transition over to the way, right? Convert it and be healed. You got to turn back towards the actual way.
Real quick, just bad it down though. Romans 12:2. It says, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. So it starts in the mind, right? The mind perceives a thought, and you play it out in the action. So and when you go into the word conform, it means to fashion one's mind and character, which controls your ways to another. And we know who that another is. What the scripture said, we read it. As the ruler of the city, so are the people. So that's why you got so many violent momos, violent core momos. It says, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, and your mind be renewed by the washing of the word, which is that positive brainwash. It says that ye may prove what is the good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High.
Yeah, and like the brother said, it starts with your mind. What's that? Is that Joel 2? It speaks about turn to me with all thy heart. Turn to me with all your heart. So that's the only way, like, you can come into the good graces of Yahweh Shah. It's really not about deeds in a sense. Even though that's a part of our walk, we have to labor. It's a laborious thing, but Scripture says, my children, in 1 John 3, be not only in deed,
love, not in deed, but in truth.
But in truth, you know. So you can't conjure up the good graces of the Most High. You know, throw on an armband. All of a sudden, the Lord gonna be flattered. Oh, you look like Melissa. You know what I mean? No, it's your heart that the Lord is after.
Most side of judge the outer man, but the inner
man. Psalm 51, create in me a new heart.
That's it.
So you turn to the Lord, and what happens is you're recentered in the mind. Right? Just like GPS, recentered, now set off on the right path. So,
So chapter 30 and verse 3. He that teacheth the son grieveth the enemy, and before his friends he shall rejoice of him. So, reading Proverbs 4, here the instruction of a father, we're being taught in the way we have by Shashai is grieving Esau. Verse 4, it says, though his father died, yet he is as though he were not dead, for he have left one behind him that is like himself. So the Lord, has given us this instruction. We made him our refuge, and we set out on that path. And it's grieving his dad though. 2/3 dad is really Esau. And that's why they following after his ways, as they do Elder Mitchell, violent homo,
They're keeping Esau alive. Keeping the legacy of it.
The scriptures tell you that a man may be known in his children. Like the legacy is really what I want to be. I'm gonna push it in my son, and he'll become someone. And really, what my son want to be, or whatever his son to be. It's like it's the teacher. It's reach one, teach one. It's really like I done fucked up. You know what? All of my efforts, I'm seeing it in you, boy. I'm gonna stop that. So the only thing he got really left to deal with is his own wickedness to deal with in the Lord. Man may be known in his children. Everything that's all of my defects, I'm finna close with these goddamn hoes. Your mama defect, I'm gonna close with them hoes, so you just left with yourself. But really, everything I wanted to be, he gonna exemplify that, because I gotta bring out this precept of brothers.
It's like, if I may add on that, they just like on floor, they was the father. When you go into the history of the Mayweathers, there was a legacy.
Yeah.
But Floyd was the guy. That's why the brother just read. He said he's gonna find one likened to himself.
Yep.
But like you mentioned, it's his perfection now.
Yeah.
You know, so advantage to us and our righteousness.
Yeah.
You know,
I got it. Proverbs, and I'll pass it back. Proverbs 22:6. It says, train up a child in the way that he should go.
hey, spirit. It says, Bible child. Brother can't look up that word train. You know, you got it.
It says, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it.
And when he is old, he should not depart from it. And there's, you know, really right now, it's really talking about righteousness, man.
Yeah.
Because again, if your child was known for growing up, only thing he seen was weakness. The only thing he seen was working violent things. You know, for a lot of bad words, when he's 15, 16 years old, what else can you expect?
Yeah.
If he a wicked nigga at 15, 16, don't expect him to be righteous when he's 30. You know, because when he already in that age, he already established in that way. You know, you got that word for me?
Yeah.
You got it?
That's word train. Strong H2596. It says to train, dedicate,
To dedicate, you got it.
inaugurate.
To inaugurate, and that's like shoot somebody up. Basically, you pushing things in somebody's mind. You installing them. You know, like a program. You installing them, man. And that's what the Lord is doing it to us right now. Because if you look at it, we really the sons of Yahweh. You know, and the Lord, He's installing in us in this lifetime in the midst of wickedness, man. He's installing righteousness in us in the midst of wickedness, man. You know?
And if I may, that's a part of Him setting us up, setting order before our enemy eyes.
Is it?
Yeah.
We got ancient garbs. We're a reminder of our Father.
It says to initiate.
It's like you got
Or
to talk about the Israelite. You got a suit and tie.
Yeah.
I don't want to say the guy Gino. I don't know if he pushed the Israelite narrative. I never really followed him, but he's an alternative, if you will, of the Bible. How it's traditionally taught, right? It's safe to say that. What the fuck you doing with your time? You reminding us of Esau. Like X and them. Doing all that ranting and raving with a bow tie. Yeah. You reminded me of Orville Redbar. Right. Because it is a thing of the eyes too. Your presentation. Because if it went about that, we wouldn't have on garments. We wouldn't have Hebrew names. It's a package. The ministry, right? It comes. It's the ministry is a package. See, 1 Corinthians 4th chapter say what will be seen. That's a part of the ministry. You plastered all over the internet.
Not conforming.
Right.
Part of it.
Right.
That was just mentioned. Not conforming to this world is a big part of that package.
Right.
I talk about not being ashamed, not being ashamed of Yahweh in this wicked and adulterous generation.
If you was, you was stay conformed. You wouldn't
You
dare
put on a garment.
That's what I said.
That's why the niggas want to put t-shirts on with the fringes. Because they're ashamed of Yahweh. Right? Hold on. When you read Revelation 1, our Father, because matter of fact, go to Isaiah 9, because Yahweh is really referred to spiritually in a sense as our Father.
That's right.
Right, because remember we was born again, right? It was through Yahweh. Get that real quick.
This is Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 6. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder.
Yep.
And his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty Power, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace.
Right. Which when you go into that word Father, because it's levels to words. That word Father right there, when you look it up, Abba, if I'm not mistaken, go click on that where I believe it was a progenitor or the first of its kind or something like that. Because Yahweh is the cornerstone, right? The only begotten, you have to walk. We build it off Yahweh. What John the Baptist said, he was preferred before. So if you could look at that word.
It says the Father of an individual, the power as, the God as Father of his people, the head.
The head, and really when you go into this is going into the body of the church now, right? Because the head of the body, you read that earlier, the head of every man is a who? Then you have the body parts, and the head sends the signals down. See, so we get our marching orders from the scriptures, which is Yahweh the word embodied. Go ahead.
Founder of a household.
See, because think about it. We fell off as a people when we put the pieces together. How does that apply to our walk? Well, Yahweh was the foundation of the pieces being put back together. Remember, because there was a falling away first. We had to be built up off of Yahweh. Because remember, even with Esau, after his shit is over, Scripture said the Lord not going to leave a plot of stone for him to build off. But see, after we was brought into shambles and ruins, the Lord had Yahweh scriptures right there. Yeah. Build off, come back into it. See, that's why he's. See, go ahead.
It says founder of a household group. Family.
See?
It says family or clan.
See?
And the word founder is foundation.
That's it. So with that said, right, when you read Revelation, the first chapter, Yahweh had on a garment down to the foot, man. If you want a t-shirt, that means you're ashamed of Yahweh, man. And even if you wasn't that scientific about it, let's say, because the nigga might say, no, I didn't look at it like that. No, we're not saying you were sitting around like this and plotted up on it. It's the results.
Yeah.
I ain't got to want to know why. I just see the results you got in the t-shirt. That means deep down in your spirit, you was ashamed of Yahweh. Your spirit would have been wrong. Something would have been wrong with that. If you was connected to Yahweh.
Yeah.
You said, no, not a t-shirt, my friends. No, you need to be down. The brothers often do that. Just like you're in the spirit of Yahweh, man. And you mimic your father.
And you know what comes along with that t-shirt is marching. Usually they
Marching, council. I mean,
whatever marching never got to you.
You should knew that marching would give you people with Martin Luther King.
Right.
You know, with the counters and
right.
You know, any other previous events that the niggas locked on and you know tried to so-called stand up against the white man. It wasn't. First of all, you weren't coming in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, the Holy Spirit.
Right.
Then you weren't coming in truth. And then if you just say if you was, it wasn't time yet.
Right.
The Most High preserved that for the end time. But it didn't take no effect because we didn't see, like you said, we didn't see no results.
This is 1 Corinthians 6:9. Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of Yahweh? Be not deceived, neither fornicator, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate, nor abusers of themselves or mankind, going into being a multi. Right? That word effeminate, you look in the NLT, it says it right there. H-O. It says nor thieves, nor covetous, nor drunks.
And that's in abundance here in America. Man. This is the only way you can be cool. To be an idolater, a thief, a scammer. That's the only way you can fit in this world. Is you got to fall under those categories.
Right. You know? Because you can't celebrate a whole month without being a part of that category. It says, nor thieves, nor covetous, nor drunkards, nor revilers, nor extortioners shall inherit the kingdom of Yahweh. But that symbolizes that there's only one way. There's not multiple ways. That's an exclusionary verse right there. All right, so you can't be amongst that community and this community and that community and still inherit the kingdom of heaven. Now you gotta be against that, right? You gotta be against the abomination. You gotta
be separate.
Yeah, be separate.
That's right.
Come out from
I mean, that's a commandment too. Being separate. Man, that's not a suggestion. That's a commandment. Man.
Right.
You know?
That's got one real quick. Real quick, but gotta bring it out. Exodus 23 and 20. It says, behold, I send an anger before thee to keep thee in the way.
Oh, beautiful.
You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
You're not in the way. What way? The way of righteousness, man. Meaning what? To the best of your ability. Following what Yahweh Shai told you. What he commanded you to do. You know, it says, It says, behold, I send an angel before thee to keep thee in the way and to bring thee into the place where I have prepared. That was it on that.
God. Hey, same point at Jeremiah 6:16. It says, thus saith Yahweh, stand ye in the way and see and ask for the old paths.
That's it. That's it.
Where is the good way and walk therein? We all did this. When you consider, you got to think about like when you consider joining the camp. You know that's even frowned upon now. To join the camp. when you came into this walk, you looked around. It's like, which camp is gonna bring me into my fullness that I may be pleasing in the sight of the Lord. And what the brothers going into, Jake being ashamed. I remember 10 years ago, man, sitting at the TV like, I see this. You see a little truth, but then you see the T-shirt, you see the marks. It's like I don't think that's it. That I ain't reading what I do understand. I ain't reading that in the scriptures, and that looked kind of Edomite. The whole march and the whole military bravo bumping on his chest.
Like that.
Yeah, it's like yeah. And I saw our GMS was like they raw with it. It's like they screaming. You know how it was back 10 years ago. It was big old. Hey, we testing it. You consider the old ways. It's like they seem to take this serious.
Right.
You know, so it's just as well as you see the men of old taking it serious. We consider the old ways coming into this truth. Now it's like these are the most serious individuals. These are the ones that's taking it. They're going into the words. They're going into this. They're going into that. I'm gonna move with that. But I'll finish off. It says, I'll read in the New Testament. This is what the Lord said. Stop at the crosswords and look around. Ask for the old, godly way and walk in it. Travel this path and you will find rest for your souls. We've actually found rest. We don't have the itching ears. We ain't looking around. We ain't asking folks to pray for us. We ain't doing the unity camps. We ain't doing none of that. We've actually found rest. All right. So now we standing on it. We stand by the living waters. But this is the point. But he said we will not walk in it. And that's what Jake is saying. It's like the Lord done showed you the path, but Jake's like, that ain't gonna be accepted in these times, man. You know what? I'm gonna put phrases on this T-shirt. You showing that you're not willing to walk in the ways of old to actually walk in the discipline of the men that came before us, man. You really are. Yeah, you really do hate Yahweh Shah. You at the very least you ashamed of it, man.
I got something to bag you up because Jake want to do their own thing. That's why when correction and order go down, now a nigga got a problem. You know what I'm saying? A nigga all cool, but when it comes to discipline and order, now he getting mad.
Yeah.
This Proverbs 9 and verse 6, it says, forsake the foolish and live and go into the way of understanding. Because a part of you going into the way of understanding is order, instructions, man. That's why that word way down. Which way to go? Somebody gotta instruct you, point you to that direction. You know? The way he's going is He's getting that foolish count, man. You know, but we can something like and before 12, these niggas gonna die, man.
They going to kill some.
That's the depth that's waiting on.
But just going back, it just said, forsake the foolish. That's even the old things who believe in their own mindset, even the mindset of you think you right for lack of better word. Throw that out the way and come under the what it says, come under the banner Yahweh Shai. The obedience, the water Yahweh Shai outside. For the obedience of the Most High, man.
Right.
You know?
Me too. Hey, that analogy we gave earlier about the prophet, you know, they really, you know, when you hear a prophet's voice too, for the first time, it puts you in that subjection and make you squeamish. Especially if you grow up without a box, you're gonna be on some squeamish when you come into this authority center, which is,
you're right.
you know, and now, you might be able to take your mom and everybody else's, but when you hear a man authority, now it's that's like irksome damn near.
Yeah.
Well, that's the seat in which your glory gonna come to. That's the seat in which Yahweh Shah set up so that you could, if you can't hear a man on this earth, how you gonna hear Yahweh Shah? He gonna come 10 times more authority.
If I mention a lot, Yahweh Shai on the earth, the wicked of the scribes and Pharisees will always throw out about what authority.
Yeah, yeah.
They didn't want to subject themselves unto Yahweh Shai. You know?
Word and structure. Them the words that resonate. Yeah, that's exactly what you get. And if you running from that, you're not going to make it into this.
Yeah. And that's how the commandments come down. And instruction really is a commandment.
Right.
Because being in the West, you have to be weary of somebody's feelings. You instructing them.
Yeah.
Look, bro, man, instructing them and shit, fuck all that, man,
You can easy.
Right.
Right.
Look, dude,
Right.
Yeah.
Man, have to come off the commandment. Because I was at Proverbs 4, give the instructions don't harm.
Right.
Matter of fact, that's the same narrative. Somebody can hold that as well. You got it.
I got a word for instruction. It's the regular definition of instruction. It says a direct order.
Wow. This is. Oh, the scripture speaks about straightway commandment.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, man.
Right, yeah, let's get that. Because the quickest way to a destination is straight.
Yeah.
When you going all around, it takes so long to get to it, man.
And that's what the fathers on TV.
Mhm.
Sit down.
Right.
I didn't want to approach on your freedom. Nah, that's not how it works. Right.
And with James just look at you some type of way.
Yeah.
The scene again with James just mugging JJ, and then it goes to a commercial. Right? Usually James' moments was straight to the point.
That's why they got rid of it.
Mhm.
And they had I ain't gonna say a spinoff, but they had another sitcom. I don't know, brother might remember. They actually show what her name was, Florida. What her name was? Florida. She was going to the house that she was always cleaning up for the white folks.
Oh, come on.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. They actually had a sitcom based around that.
Wow,
James was coming there and tell them white folks, look, this is my wife. She coming with me right now.
Wow.
You ain't gonna be working for these white folks. I mean, like you said, he was just straightforward. He was command her. And everybody fall apart and shit. James is a bad guy. But no, that's how it's supposed to be, man. Like you said, they got the TV dads, like, for example, the Cosby Show. Motherfucking Cosby Show.
Sit them down.
Yeah.
Give me a glass of water.
Yeah.
Go to college.
Go to college.
You know what I mean?
Indoctrinated.
Hillman, they were pushing college.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was
Yeah. Everybody was going to platoon cookies.
Yeah.
Exactly.
TV version.
They was independent. They were real, like, independent minded. The women.
Yeah.
And then the men gave them that liberty.
They go back to Esau.
It was episode of the Cosby Show when all the men was pregnant.
Oh, I remember that. The girl boyfriend. Yeah.
And the son.
And the son, and Theo, yes. That shit, yo, man. And the crazy part about it now, in these times, Esau done played that out.
What was the reaction? Everybody laughed.
Everybody
You
laughed.
know what I mean? Esau, man, got a lot of faith for him.
Got some more definition of order, some of the similar words: order, command, direct, decree.
If I may, it's a point to it. Ain't no well-rounded, just like the word. Certain words just mean that's what it is. There ain't no alternative definition. Alternative meaning of what you saying. Like it's up for debate. He said this, but it could mean that. Nah, it's straight to the point, man.
Somebody tell you to sit down.
Yeah.
You know what that means?
Yeah.
There's no alternative.
Even the scriptures, like when scripture say, I'm against thee.
That's it.
Oh, destroy my. You can't take that word against him.
Yeah, against me.
No
Cool
way.
for a little bit.
No.
It says to dictate, command, charge, ruling.
Dictator. Right? And Lord dictates. You don't ask for suggestions.
A little bit more. Third definition says teaching, education.
That's how it's being manifest through these lessons. Lord, the Spirit on his man, teach. Let's bring instruction. See, which edify means to what it is.
Right.
It's more than that.
A little bit more, like when he's teaching education, he says tutoring, discipline, and guidance.
Yeah.
Another enlightenment.
Like, enlightenment. Walking in the light.
Right. It's like in order to take guidance, you gotta follow. You gotta be willing to follow.
Yeah. The best leaders is the best students. That's it.
There we go.
Real quick, 2 7, verse 21. It says, "For the Most High have given straight commandment to such as came, what they should do to live, even as they came, and what they should do to observe and avoid punishment." So that's straight commandment, man. The Lord is giving you on the rundown on what to do, man. You know, to repent, you know, to abstain, to really hate this place, you know, turn to the Lord, you know, and stay on that path, man. You know, we in the flesh, of course, we're gonna have shortcomings, but hey, that don't keep you from keep going, you know, at the end of the day.
Yeah, and then sincere means you earnestly hate Esau. Really, right. You got a sincere hate for how this system is being ran, and how it's being governed. See? And the Lord tests your sincerity.
Yeah.
Right? Certain situations have, how you gonna react to that? You know, is you neutral or?
Yeah, I got a quick one. Matthew 5:37. Let your communication be yea, yea, nay, nay. For whatsoever is more than these cometh from evil.
Right, he's guilty of that, man. Fine print bullshit. Right. We just speaking about the contracts.
Right. Even in the English language, you can say some things and they not mean nay or yea. What it calls it,
I might.
I might. You know what I'm saying? That's not a direct answer. Sometimes you're gonna be, I'm gonna try to beat up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and there's no accountability in the world too.
Yeah, even the Lord said, in all holy conversation, what manner a person ought ye to be. When you go into that conversation, it goes into behavior, but to conversate is to what? It's communicate.
Right.
You see, the Lord is still talking about let your communication be yea, yea, nay, nay. Everything the Lord is telling is straightforward.
Right.
It ain't no to the left or to the right. It is what it is.
If I made even your behavior straightforward.
Yeah.
You hate pork, but that ain't you still going to Burger King. Just so your behavior, you still a foot in. You don't really hate.
You got a bacon there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You need pork chop.
Yeah.
It's light up. It ain't red meat.
You baked it. Oh, you
You don't even want nobody around you. You don't want nobody to see that shit around.
Oh, you don't.
Yeah.
You don't want nobody to eat it around.
Just ate some shrimp.
Right. You grab a pork sandwich, you know, you're like, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I got some.
Come on.
This is 1 Corinthians 15:33. Be not deceived. Evil communications corrupt good men.
I will read that again, slide. We might get that in boot out that word communication.
I got
Shot.
it. It says, "Be not deceived. Evil communications corrupt good manners." Which one you want?
That word communication. Let's see what that's.
I got you. Communication say companionship, intercourse, communion. Also communication.
So just really being associated, you know, with this madness.
You.
Yeah, that's what else gonna come out of that, man? You know?
They're gonna corrupt you.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, even them guys up in Boston, you could tell they was listening to corrupt community. They were listening to
Genesis.
right. You know, it corrupted.
If I may, it is polluted. It's
That's why the first plague, Solomon said, "Give me any plague, but the plague of the heart."
Right.
It's like the cage.
And you could get that if you don't wear the helmet of
Salvation.
Yeah. You know, exactly. Those fiery darts, right? Satan gonna penetrate your mind.
Yeah, and it goes into it. To communication, it says logos. It is used as respect to the mind alone. It says reason, the mental faculty of thinking, meditating, reasoning, or calculating, to regard or to consider, reckon. So the Lord wants us to meditate like upon this doctrine in our thought process and the way we carry ourselves and move. Because evil communication been around some jacked up, grimy ass, brolic ass niggas. Soon, eventually, you'll begin to act that way. So you got to cut that communication out, because the longer we communicate, the more words we're gonna converse, and I'll begin to understand your point of view, and that within itself is. Hey, ain't no different what Adam did with Eve. It's like he should have told her to shut the hell up. It's like, I don't hear that shit, man. But him hearing her out, that evil communication, and now he understands. He get where she coming from now. Now we all.
I see what you're saying.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. Sometimes you just can't see what the fact is saying, man. It's like, how did you get to this place? I don't care, man. The Lord said it's to death with you. So the end all be all. I don't need to communicate when I know the end result. It's
That's why when you read Peter talk about how they speak evil of you because you don't run with them no more. You know, to the same access arrive, man. We ain't on that bullshit no more. But even that preacher show you that Lord, that Jake, we not running with them no more. So we ain't the evil communication.
But we getting an example. We ain't gonna speak too much to it. But with the Sakar situation, we kind of seeing the evil communication. Jake getting himself away from it. That ain't it. Like Jake trying to get to a better place. You see, he cutting himself off away from the evil communication because he's starting to see ain't no fruit, ain't no life to it.
That ain't for debate. That might be a check. Something that ain't going right.
Abraham was told to get from the household of his father. And that's
what That's right.
Because really, it's your family. That really the segue to the world is your family. You don't know everybody else like that. It's your family. We go into those pictures. Send you a picture, you know what I mean? T-ball picture. Now you all of a sudden, man, they're gonna tug the strings of that old T-ball picture.
I got the word corrupt. When it said evil communication corrupt, but man, the word corrupt means it says to corrupt, to destroy. And it says to lead away a Christian church from the state of knowledge and holiness.
Like I said, like them boys with the boss, man.
Wow. So, right.
Yeah. They got corrupted by speech. But really, they didn't have on the helmet of salvation.
They protect their spirit.
Yeah. Take a dark eye. This bullets flying out, man.
Yeah.
Like I was telling you, a brother walk up. Hey, I was telling brothers, got to know these breakdown. Somebody walk up to the camp. That's and shoot a dart at you.
Dark, the hell darks.
Right. Then
Gentile dark.
You didn't have an arm on now. And what happens with a dart, right? This is like an effect of a serpent. It started taking effect a little later. It started running its course. You don't fall right out from the dart. Right. You go home and start registering, and then later that dart started digesting. And now 3 months later, you doing a video about it. You know what I mean? Right. Yeah, I look at you. What I'm doing? You looking at John 3:16, man. That's them symptoms of that young head. Simply looking back at it.
Yeah, he got the real right there. Yeah.
It says to lead away a Christian church from the state of knowledge and holiness, which it ought to abide.
Stay in it. Get that real quick. I found her. Like, one in the park. When you come into this, you found treasures, man. Why would you go anywhere? Remember, Matthew 13, a certain man was searching for pearls of goodly value. And he found that one pearl. He forsook everything else and he stuck with that. That's the mindset. You can't bring nothing at us at this point, man. Like, yeah. Because your family, that's really who tugs at you. Somebody can get that too. How should I say? Who say?
Book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8, verse 16, reads, After I come into mine house, I will oppose myself with her.
See, I will repose myself with her, man. To repose means to stay. You're going to stay there. You're going to lodge. Right?
For her conversation have no bitterness.
Right. Her conversation have no bitterness.
Yeah.
Because this is going to lead to what? Life.
Yeah.
Prosperity.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that really goes back to the promises. When you go into, see, the Lord softened the blow with a lot of these words. Like you see that word prosperity, you get this bubbly feeling, you get lightheaded.
Yeah.
But really, prosperity, when you go deep, it goes to rulership, man. So the Lord softened the blow, you know. It can occupy you people for the time being, you know, you think it means that. Really, prosperity and rulership, because the scripture say that too, be with your companion in his troubles and in his prosperity.
Yeah,
You should reign with him or something. Matter of fact, if somebody can look that up, you should be able to put right. It's in the apocrypha. That word prosperity will be there. Go ahead up.
It says, after I come into my house, I will oppose myself with her, for her conversation have no bitterness.
Right, because we're talking about the kingdom of heaven. Now, although it comes with collateral damage, because we talk about what? People going to die. Right? We speak about the famine. We speak about those who will succumb. But ultimately, there's no bitterness in this because it yields forth the fruit of peace at the end. If we got that precept, let's get it.
This is Matthew the Forsaken.
Not that one. The one in the apocrypha. That prosperity.
This is the one on Sirach 6:11. But in thy prosperity, he will be as thyself, and will be.
No, I don't think that's it. Matter of fact. No, not that one.
I got this 37 and
Yeah. 37. Good.
Yes, Rock, with Ecclesiastes 37:4, it says there is a companion which rejoices in his prosperity and friend. But in the time of trouble, you be against him. But in the time of trouble, you will be against him.
Matter of fact, read that again.
It's Rock 37:3. On wicked generation, this king is now and to come to earth and to see. There is a companion which rejoices in the prosperity of a friend. But in the time of trouble,
you know what? That ain't it. It's along the same lines.
it might be very bad.
It speaks about rejoicing with your friend. Okay, yeah, 22 and 23. Somebody get that in 22 and 23. In the book of Isaiah.
22 and 23.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. You got it.
Rock 22 and 3. An evil nurtured man is the dishonor of his father.
So about
22 and
23.
23.
He's faithful.
Right, if you got it up.
I got it.
Come on.
This is Rock 22 and 23. Be faithful to thy neighbor in his poverty, that thou mayest rejoice in his prosperity.
Right, so you be faithful with your friend in his poverty, so you rejoice in his prosperity. Really, right now, Yahweh Shah and how this come across is poverty. There's no benefits. That's why often the poor is associated to the ministry. A rich man coming to your assembly versus a poor man. There was a poor man, right?
Yeah.
Gay garments.
Right, who had the gay garments and Ecclesiastes 9, I believe. The poor man who saved the city. So this is not what's happening right now. This is not what's. This you don't get a. It's not like a what you call it yeah, you know how you get a week interest. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's not a. You don't see a return in this right now. So this the time to be down. This the time you rejoice with your neighbor. This the time you rejoice with Yahweh. Don't wait until when Yahweh pop up in his glory. Now you want to say Yahweh. You saying it in the Hebrew or Lord, you gonna be saying that in the ancient world.
Perfect pronunciation and everything, man.
And right now you can't really get that right. get away from you. You was working.
I don't know.
But in your poverty, rejoice with his neighbor in his poverty when it ain't the sexy thing. Read that again from the top.
Kind. It says, be faithful to thy neighbor in his poverty, that thou mayest rejoice in his
Yeah,
prosperity.
his prosperity, right? Go ahead.
Abide steadfast unto him in the time of his trouble,
Uh-huh.
that thou mayest be heir with him in his heritage.
So you see what heir really, that word prosperity really upon further review is being an heir.
Joint heirs.
Right? But Esau, he had it, these churches to push that prosperity and thought you paid off your mortgage, you experienced prosperity. Since, right?
Yeah.
Children of the boom cook.
I got some Philippians 4:4. Rejoice in the Lord always. And again, I'll say rejoice. Rejoicing in that right now, right before it's trendy, before it's hot, before it pays off.
Right.
You get it. That's count. That's counted as a righteous thing, a righteous act in the eyes of the Lord.
Steadfast in the Lord while he ain't, you know. You got a woman down with you when you went, you know.
Yeah.
You gonna love her.
That's it.
Right, that's the one you're gonna make sure she feel that
She's straight.
experience that euphoria, you know.
Yeah.
Got one real quick. Going to what brother saying, Romans 8:17, it says, and if children, then heirs, heirs of the Most High, and joint heirs with Mashiach. If so be we suffer with him.
See that? That means in his poverty. This suffering with Yahweh shot now. It ain't sexy to not have a line on, you know.
Yeah.
Like, you got a teeny weeny little, you know.
Even the nigga wanted to tell you that now.
In the world, you may say every Muslim is that.
I'm thinking about that too,
Your brother got George Jefferson.
And the brother, you know what? And the brother suffering, you know.
I know. If I could, Eve say that a lot now on the internet. You know, they got J.D. having their son. They owe the first child the most because they suffered with it. It's like mama was trying to get it together, like daddy was going to school, and then you finally get the good house and everything. But you know, it's like they owe the first, they owe the one that went through with it. More saying the same thing. That's the joint hand.
This suffering in his poverty.
Yeah.
You said Romans 8:17, it says, and if children, then heirs, heirs of the Most High, and joint heirs with Mashiach, if so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together.
Terms and conditions.
Yeah.
So, right, you have to suffer, and we read it before you can. And it said, if be children, right? So, you can get that in Genesis. Did you find out? Right, it should. It'll take you to prosperity if you look up that word. Because it goes back to Genesis. If we can't find it, we're not going to spend too much time. You
got some real quick while he's looking for it. Sirach 12:8. A friend cannot be known in prosperity, and an enemy cannot be hidden in adversity. You know, if I may just add, like the elder talking about, when you in a lowly estate, then you know who's truly with you. You know, well, when you in a great estate and everybody around you, that's ass backwards.
Right.
That's why even Kobe, not to get off track, but Kobe had a thing. His best friend, he had to cut his best friend off when he started getting money. But when Kobe y'all was in the neighborhood hoodie and the neighborhood hooping, they was lying together. Just showing you how when people get money, when people doing good, that's when everybody trying to flock around. But when you doing bad, that's when everybody's scaring away, man.
I'm gonna make the analogy. I got a harp on it. If you got money, I ain't gonna put no number on it, but if you got riches, money, everything going for you, and this woman claims she loves you to death, you gotta question how sincere she is versus you walking, catching the bus, riding the bike. You see what I'm saying? That woman was down with you when you was riding the bike, when you was broke. Like they said in the world, you ain't got a pot to piss in and a window to throw it out. And she was with you then, versus you get rich then, you can say, okay, yeah, you was down since day one. Right. Versus, you know what I'm saying? Now you done got rich, and then all of a sudden, now she rich. What you say?
You wasn't with me when I was
That's
shooting.
it. That's it. So now you want to get with me now, but you know I got the money, and now I'm on my feet. You know,
it's like you appreciate folks like
that's it, bro.
you know what I'm saying? That's just like us when you have a shot. You know what I'm saying?
I just want to say that. That's why I read the scriptures on 8 and 17, right? We showing how sincere we is for Yahweh Shai, because we suffer, meaning we partake in the cross. We are not able to carry his cross, but we partaking in the cross that he carried.
If I may, we ain't ashamed.
And we ain't ashamed.
You got a woman, she got a guy. It's the man that face. She don't want everybody to see ashamed of this guy. Look at his shoes.
That's it. Exactly.
Oh, you got what's this raw? I think what her name was,
Shawnee O'Neal.
Right.
Check.
Yeah, and now she got with this new guy now. He a pastor. Like he a Christian pastor, but now he pissed because she can't stop talking about Shaq, man. Right? And you know why? Because of the accolades she get with Shaq.
Yeah.
Because see, we gonna be blessed because of our husband. That's how you go to the ancient world. That the woman she got, the family as a whole, they got passes over the father's achievements.
Right.
See? So now this ain't the sexy time in your House's poverty when that's not famous.
Right.
What's trending?
Right.
Sweet Jesus or peace or
Right.
you throw your House's now, man.
Right.
And his true nature, the flipping over the table, your house. That's the spirit we in.
Right.
That's not going to be received by the world. So Israel, they don't want to claim that. They want to claim, see what I'm saying? But you got to serve down from day one. You got right Ephesians, the first chapter, the first fruits.
Right. Right.
And they actually say that that's not down from day one.
Right. What was it?
It wasn't with me when I was shooting in the gym.
That's it. So you got the ancient spirits that, they would with Yahweh side, they know with Yahweh side's potential. They know with this man.
They were passing that ball back.
Right.
They can't even rebound.
I've been there.
The book of St. Luke 6:21. Blessed are ye that hunger now, for ye shall be filled. Blessed are ye that weep now.
And that's us, man. Go ahead.
God, it says, for ye shall laugh.
So when that time comes for that glorification, and that glorification, we know the ultimate glorification when we get raised up and be joint heir. But that glorification is going to be us being hydrated from having water in the time of a great famine, having food. When all hell break loose, we cover. That's a form of glorification right there. Why? Because we stayed down. We have a shot. What he said. Because you kept the word of my patience.
We gotta think back to 2020.
Right.
You saw how elated we were in GMS to hear this. It was like just in the hopes of the things to come. I remember Jake's in the other camps or whatever. They was looking around afraid. Take it. Now it's like Jake, you gonna have that particular level of confidence in the Lord in that day. It's like I did everything. And I came late, but once I got here, I got to work. Like we put it in, right? Yeah.
We also gonna hold you down.
Yeah.
Because you stayed down. Right.
It also talks about how that treasure, the fear of the Lord is his treasure, man. And we're going to see that this is the top resource on the planet Earth when all these other resources fail, man. That's why I said the fear of the Lord, wisdom not shall be the at time, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. He's going to show that this is the top resource on earth.
Your salvation. That's the way you're gonna be able to be delivered.
That's right.
The fear of the Lord, and what was that? Noah. Move with fear. Right, because fear brings about an action. Right, this is the action that we put forth because we fear the Lord. Meaning what? I'm gonna obey what He told me to do because I know the consequences if I don't obey.
We know what fear is. The scriptures tell us in the Apocrypha, they tell us that it's the fleeing of Sukkot. Like and it's no promise of that sandwich to be there. When there's no promise of that shade, that's when fear sets in. It's like, damn, it used to be there. Man, where the shade go? Now all of a sudden it's like, am I gonna burn up out here? Is something gonna come get me? I ain't got no barrier. That's what it is, man. Jake gonna really spill that fear in that day, man, because the Lord is gonna take those core from his weak ass. But this is our support now. It's the Lord. It's abiding in that any and all things that the Lord brings unto us. We feel the Lord. Yeah, we fear. That's the fear.
If I made two, that's waiting, and that's being faithful, and patience. Because Scripture says, "Blessed is he waiting daily at my gate." That's right. So when you go into these articles and shit like that, you get precepts. That's waiting.
Yeah.
That's wait. That's watching and waiting on the House of man. Like somebody said, "How long you gonna wait on?" Somebody asked a girl, "You gonna wait on them to go to I go on a long trip. You gonna wait on me?"
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because that's why we are known as the virgins, man. So we waiting, through the rough time, and you get rewarded on the back end. Yeah, see that? And you know what? That goes back again to not being ashamed, man. Real quick, somebody get that in 2 Timothy 1:8. Because Israel want to go to all these sexy, they want to go to where there's a debate, all these different. When really, the true power is presented, is manifest in the form of the poor, what seems to not be right.
Accepted.
Right.
I guess.
That's what the Spirit of the Lord is.
This is 2 Timothy chapter 1. You said verse 8. It says, "Be not thou therefore ashamed of the testimony of our Lord."
See, that's the minister, man. Well,
nor of me his prisoner.
Right, and that's us.
Yeah.
Because he's speaking, right now, and that applies to us. When you don't want to come in, you're ashamed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Great millstone. I remember someone wrote up on the campus Excellence Day. I don't know if you remember. She said, what group is y'all? And we said, Great Millstone.
Yeah, I remember that.
Snatched out with this name, man. Yeah, she didn't give us she didn't give us a goodbye or nothing.
No play, no fist, no nothing.
Not even a fist. Are you still at some point?
Somebody told my stepfather told a woman, he was speaking briefly with a woman about that. My son is Israelite. She said, "Well, as long as he ain't in great."
Wow. That was all spiritual.
That let you know we lining up with the scriptures, man.
Yeah.
I'm saying we lining up with the scriptures, man. We are great to despise, man.
That's how it's like.
That let you know we met in the house shot, man. Because the house shot was despised, man. You see what I'm saying? The scriptures say what servant is not greater than his Lord, greater than his master. So they let you know that we line up. These other groups love, man.
Yeah.
Because we speak a not so world friendly doctrine, man.
That's right.
When we tell you we're gonna take their little ones, and bash them up against it, people get up. Oh, what is it?
Oh yeah, get on tight.
Just the mere fact you saying it's gonna be a destruction.
Right.
You're gonna make it. And subscribe to this. That means I'm saying your little girl got it.
Yeah, because I know I had a Jake that was hitting me up online like for 2 years. I preach every year on New Year's. This nigga hit me up at New Year's, like at 12. Like, "I appreciate you teaching." I'm like, I don't even remember Jake, bro. Like, but of course he learned it. Yeah, I met him in the city, but he learned it off the lesson or whatever. But this particular day, Jake was like, "So who do you really learn up on? Like, who's your teacher or whatever?" Because I learned a lot from you. Like IUIC, I ain't answered. GOC, I ain't answered. I was like, GMS, man. I just sent it back because he sent me like 4 different groups. I put GMS. Jake ain't hit me back since. That was like 4 or 5 years ago.
I got the definition of the word ashamed. The second definition says to be reluctant to do something.
Those affiliate camps.
Yeah.
A lot of them was reluctant.
Yeah, that was grievous to be being brought down to the altar. That was grievous of certain churches because they knew they had to keep order now.
Mm-hmm.
But he says to be reluctant to do something from the fear of embarrassment or humiliation.
They don't want to get in the car with your house shot, pretty much. They don't want to link up with this because when you read the book about Philemon, it speaks about that household, right? Being fellow soldiers. Matter of fact, get that. Bubba South. And the Spirit got this coming out because obviously we about to move in on some turbulent times. Man. It's gonna get heavy. That's why even remember Peter, he denied the Lord, man, because it get hot with the Lord, man. The Lord, the most controversial.
Yeah.
Let's hit that in is that Isaiah 53?
Yep, that's it.
Yep. Go ahead.
Okay, this is Philemon 1 and
You start at the top. Here's the top of the second verse.
okay. It's verse 1. Paul, a prisoner of Hamashiach Yahushua, and Timothy, our brother, unto Philemon, our dearly beloved and fellow laborer, and to our beloved Apphia and Archippus, our fellow soldier, and to the church in thy house.
Right. So if you look at that fellow soldier,
Scrolls G 4961, it says, a fellow soldier, an associate in labors and conflicts.
See, an associate in labors and conflicts. So when you join to this, you're going to be faced with a lot of resistance. And Jake don't want to be hated. Jake want to be celebrated. Well,
For the cause of Hamashiach.
see, for the cause of Hamashiach, Yahushua, man. See, so you're going to be ashamed. If you're not in the right spirit, you're going to be ashamed to partake in this form of teaching.
This is John 15 and 19, NLT.
I had it.
Good.
Start up in 18.
Got it. When we KJV at NLT. All right, listen. Over to KJ. Yup, KJ. It says, if the world hate you, you knew that it hated me before it hated you.
Yeah.
If you were of the world would love his own.
Yeah.
But because you are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hated you.
Yeah. So they hate the Lord, man. Because when we bring up, and for an example, we going to the law, right? The Lord promoted the law, man. You go into Leviticus 20 chapter, speaks about how man shouldn't lie down with mankind as he lied with a woman. How about you push that now? It's not going to really be you in essence that they hate. They're going to hate the precept that you are. Because outside of that precept, you could have coexisted with that. You could have, you would have operated in the flesh. You could say, you know what, I'll just eat for the sake of this or that. You know? Bring out the precept. Then that's going to bring a lot of friction. That's what
Real quick, Dave, you up. St. John 7:7. The world cannot hate you, but me it hate them.
Yep.
Because I testify of it that the worst thereof
So
are
when we
evil.
get a precept, that's testifying against you. So really, it's your house shop we make.
The whole thing we doing is like, the whole thing we doing is mirroring Yahushua. Many Yahushuas, we come in the same spirit as Yahushua. You know? So that's why, like you said, the only thing we doing is putting forth Yahushua. Essentially, we just putting forth the word in its true form. And that's what makes them hate, because now we're not conformed to their train of thought, to their thinking. Now we prisoners of Yahushua instead of prisoners of the world.
That means you really hate your house. You don't even see him.
You don't even see him. His word. He said,
He just got to see him, right? You just hate that report.
The Lord said, blessed is he that is not offended.
You're not offended in me.
If I may talk about Stephen, when they talk about when they heard these words, they caused them to stone Stephen, but it wasn't. They hated Stephen. It was the words of Yahushua. You know?
Even Stephen said, like,
I see y'all. So they got even more.
Yeah, they picked up more. They started
you know what I'm saying?
that anger was geared towards the outside.
That's why he said, I see him.
Yeah,
Got some real quick. Luke 10:16. He that heareth you, heareth me, and he that despiseth you, despiseth me, and he that despiseth me, despiseth him that sent me. It's up the chain, man. As soon as you really hate the words that we push it. Because I know brothers go to a restaurant or something like that. It, you know,
that spirit. Like the elder read earlier, the unjust hate the just. Right? You ain't got to say a word. You ain't got to have no all body language to them. It's just your vibe, as they
Yeah,
say.
like,
but
how you
but it's
feel
your
like
spirit,
that?
man. Right? Because their
Yeah.
spirit hated Yahweh Shai back in the world. And now you coming in the spirit of Yahweh Shai, they automatically hate you.
Well, like
Cold,
we're going
man.
into, that's why Yahweh Shai had to cut that spirit. Because imagine, because he's pure, right? You know, you get something that's so pure, you have to cut it.
Yeah.
Distribute it amongst the members.
It's too raw.
Yahweh Shai himself so raw. It was just him. He's so raw. Oh, man.
Too raw.
That's too right.
Right.
In this time,
Yeah.
we call them out on their
Nah,
thoughts and all
yeah,
that.
piece of that. Oh, they cold, boy.
So go ahead and distribute it, and then you still can't take it.
And they
You have
still
certain
hate.
brothers that, you know, that's stoned up.
Yeah.
You know, they might come in and they got on the stones and they really giving off the energy, you know?
Yeah.
Right? Then you have some of them that more either laid back, but you still can see like, he ain't like that, you know?
Yeah.
But what's the moral? They hate Yahweh Shai. The world hate what we believe in. So your walk is going to be resistant. You got something? Come on.
Real quick. First Peter 4, verse 4. Wherein they think it strange that he run out with them to the same excess of ride.
Like I say, it's strange. They call you weird
Yeah.
because you don't like bacon or you don't smoke.
Right. Yeah.
Especially those that who you once knew and how you get down.
Yeah.
Motherfucker call you do nigga shit.
Yeah.
And they looking at you like, how that, you know, what happened to this guy, you know?
Yeah.
But you got it out.
Yeah, kind of. Going back. First Peter 4, wherein they think it strange that you run out with them to the same excess of ride, speaking evil.
Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, get that word right, yeah, because that go into the prodigal son as well. He was that living riotous living till he came unto himself. You know.
If you look back, you get ashamed.
Yes.
I think it's a scripture too. It speaks about they should hit the thigh. Yeah. Brothers, you got a repetitive reaction.
Yeah, word for ride, strong G 810. It says, and abandon dissolute life. Proligacy, prodigality, strong definition. It says, as a presumed derivative, like prodigal. That's a root. I can say it says ride. It's ride, they
Try to get a regular definition of it. Go to the prodigal son, get St. Luke 15 and get that word riotous. You should go back to it.
They probably would mean like excess of spending.
I think it's in St. Luke 15 chapter. Somebody get that regular definition.
Just the regular definition of rise.
Yeah, just watch somebody get that St. Luke 15.
The definition of rise is just the regular Google definition. It says, a violent dispersed by the peace by a crowd. It says, step down a little bit more. A highly amusing or entertaining thing. It says a violent disturbance of the peace by a crowd.
Right. That's it right there. The access rise. You got it.
Yep. It says uproar. Oh, here go a good one. It says outbursts of uncontrolled feelings. Then your emotions and things like that. But that's how Jake once was.
Living in America. Just really living in America.
That's it.
Going by your emotions. Yeah, that's it. Exactly what it is.
Being just like your leader.
Yeah, they what they call Alexander, the debaucherous lifestyle. That's how he died. Yeah, I know that debaucherous lifestyle.
Yep. Down dude. Marty, bro. Do the do.
Here go There's another one. It says to act in a disputed way.
That's what I'm looking for. Act. Read it again.
It says to act in a disputed way.
And why do you do that? Because your mind frame. Right? That polluted mind frame. The ones that's not conformed to this world, they're not going to act as the world acts. Right? They're going to act according to what the scriptures have fashioned them to act.
Right.
We're not going to have the same sympathy, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Things that make you cry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
You don't think of it.
Okay.
That was good. That was good. Unless you had something else.
No, you know, I need to see a pass. You see what
Man, that's a bad precept.
Oh, yeah. One night. Yeah. Oh, so you already, you see that? Matter of fact, since we got to bring it up, man, who are us to keep that away from? You know what I mean? Let's bring that up.
Yeah, God. This Jeremiah 31, verse 19. Surely after that I was turned, I repented.
See, after we came in this return, we repented. Well,
And after that I was instructed. I smote upon my thigh.
see, yep, you was like,
Yeah.
I was ashamed.
I was ashamed. You look back at what you used to go through, you know? I was ashamed.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah, even confounded because I did bear the reproach of my youth.
see that? Bearing that reproach of your youth, man. See, so that's having a conscience and that's being alive. You consider your old ways, you know, as being alive, man. Not, you know, just being robotic, like you're alive, you consider it. The gift, being in this truth and you know, the possibilities, man. Right, your error and the hope now that Lord, you know, I did now the hope you appreciate now more. When you reminded, when Peter denied the Lord, they tell you how he bitterly wept after that. You know what I mean? So look back at, you gotta be reminded have thorns. You gotta be grounded. Understanding you nothing, man.
Broken contract spirit.
Yeah, broken contrite spirit, that's why I was reading that earlier. That the Lord said he won't despise that. Think about that. Power created all. That's a sacrifice. It was a bunch of drama behind sacrifices. Where God came in trouble. Right? What got him in trouble. That even though it was all predestined, it was recorded that sacrifice wasn't pleased. Right. And now you know what really the Lord wants. And that's to be broken.
Yeah, let's go.
I wouldn't want to have to give mercy to someone that just don't really understand what it's about. If I'm gonna give you mercy, I want you to appreciate that resource.
Yeah.
So you go to now we're on the level of remorseful, you know. And now that mercy don't be so more appreciative, you know what I mean? You reminded, even Yahweh, remember, he knew his mission. He knew what he did at Solomon.
He was focused.
It had to be in a contrite spirit like that. Calling me good.
Just thinking.
That's
crazy.
The spirit,
That's
yeah, once you get that,
I make him serve harder too.
Yeah.
Knowing that those are the very things that he covered in, you know, his death on the cross. He covered them actions. You can think back and record them actions is recorded in your mind just so you can know what Yahweh had to go up on the cross for. You know what I mean? Otherwise, you would have to deal with that yourself. So, yeah, that reflection is needed.
I got some. This is the book of Matthew, St. Matthew chapter 10 and verse 32. It says, whosoever therefore shall confess me before men, him will I confess also before my Father, which is in heaven. Not being the same with Yahweh, you know. Lord said he's going to confess you before his Father, which is in heaven. He says, but whosoever shall deny me before men, he's got a shade of Yahweh.
You got an affiliate account. It got to like my man. It got to be levels to that denying. It's not just in the box. You denied the Lord when you denied, right? Because trust me, we wasn't concerned. We didn't care about you coming in. I can speak on behalf of the apostles and nobody cared. Like we just was the Lord's business, man.
Yeah. That's good.
So that scripture could be,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
so that scriptures can be fulfilled.
Wow.
One and two, everything has to be addressed.
Con, him will I also deny before my Father, which is in heaven. You ain't got an advocate, you know?
Right.
You don't have a way out, you know?
You was ashamed of Yahweh Shai. So now Yahweh Shai is going to be ashamed of you. Before the great day of salvation, you're going to receive destruction, right? Because what Moses said, I'd rather suffer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Something
saying?
with the people of the Lord.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That goes back into that not being ashamed of Yahweh Shai.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like who left off?
Jeremiah 31:19.
Okay, come.
It says, surely after that I was turned, I repented, and after that I was instructed. I smote upon my thigh, I was ashamed, yea, even confounded, because I did bear the reproach of my youth.
Right. So pretty much you're gonna be in a repentant spirit when you turn. So yeah, that's it on that. You got somebody else? All right, cool.
Book of St. Mark, chapter 8 and verse 38.
Yeah.
Whosoever therefore shall be ashamed of me and of my words is adulterous and sinful generation.
Yeah, in the generation with Luke Uzi Verts and you got homosexuals everywhere, man. Why would you be ashamed of being a man, man?
Right.
In the spirit power, y'all about to shout, man of the Lord, man.
Right.
So you got a certain spirit, you got a certain standard about yourself.
Yeah.
These people ain't got morals. You had a nigga in the 2024, whatever, will cut you out to get in the McDonald's line, man. Show you what level these people are on, man. It's everything really fucked up, man.
Oh yeah, them Sakari guys, they was ashamed, man.
Yeah.
They wanted to be world friendly. They wanted to rap, appeal to.
Yep.
See that? They come from
Give him Jacob.
You got M1s. That's the drill scene.
They got clear spindle clip.
Right.
He run a Hellcat.
Right, all that, man. See, this ain't sexy, just the garments with the precepts. Like that's it. That's as far as we're gonna get the garments and the precepts. Yeah. And that's it, you know. And we are even in that is modern because if we're in a place where you can't wear the garment, we're not going to be over righteous. You have botanical guard. You know? At the entrance, you got to try to find the garments. You be discreet then. But for the most part, it's the precepts. And that's not enough for Jake. So Jake got to have. Come on. Oh, it's like you read.
Says, of him also shall the Son of Man be ashamed when he come up in the glory of his Father with the holy angels.
See, if we come, that's why we coming out bold, but we ain't ashamed of y'all by smell. So we coming in the confidence of the Lord, man.
Right.
You know, we actually look down on these people, man. We go out. It's like looking at the zoo and shit, man. It's an exhibit, you know, looking at these people and see what the day is going to take them. Ultimately, we know the results is death. If not that day, it's going to be soon, whatever. But the point, we're not ashamed. We're confident in the Lord, especially in this time, man. With feminism, you got weak men and strong women. Just everything is turned upside down.
I got something for you real quick. 1 Corinthians 1:18. For the preaching of the cross is to them that perish foolishness, but unto us which are saved, it is the power of the Most High.
And that's why a nigga react in such a way when it's presented, because ultimately they were set up to perish, man.
Yeah, bro.
It also says that in 2 Corinthians,
Yeah.
it's a savor of death,
Yeah.
To death, this
Life
is,
unto life.
yeah, a savor, like a sweet savor on life unto life, man. So when it's presented, your reaction to this word really gonna determine your fate, man. The Wadi Hawashimam Shai, we clear to the physician, you know, to be healed, man.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, 'cause you said you ain't sick.
Yeah. Because then you come across where you're gonna get cut. You already have ailments, you come across where you're gonna get cut regardless, man. So your reaction, whether you go to the physician or you think you straight, you're gonna bleed out or you're gonna be healed, man.
Right.
One or the other.
Right. Like the Lord, when we got cut,
Yeah.
you know, it was for our benefit.
That's right.
Not for our detriment.
Yeah, Lord cut that tumor.
That's what he did. He purged us, man. You know, took that dross away from him.
It's that the God is sorrow.
That's it.
Lord, that's good.
That's the reaction. Shit, man.
I fucked up.
Yeah, that's it. I'm fucked up. Yep, you can take. You want that? Oh, there we go.
I had some real quick. The book of Joel, the 2nd chapter. And I'm gonna start at verse 11 and read. And the Lord shall utter his voice before his army, for his camp is very great. For he is strong that execute his word. For the day of the Lord is great and very terrible. And who can abide? And this is the report that's going forth. Terrible times that we enter into the day of the Lord, man. It's not as rainbows and cupcakes as the people present to me. It's a very terrible time. It says, therefore, also now. So as you heard this report, this should be your reaction. Therefore, also now, said the Lord, turn ye even to me with all your heart, and with fasting, and with weeping, and with mourning. So this is that process. Turning to the Lord with all our heart, man. You know, coming, really being sincere with turning to the Lord. And that includes sincerely hating this place as well, man. You really got to hate this place to really love the Lord. When you go on the, you read with that 1 John, the 2nd chapter. Any man love the world, love the Father, not him. So you really not in the truth, man.
Right.
Because you don't really know what this is about, but you got some form of attachment to this place, man.
Right.
You know?
And even if it's something like it's something that you gravitate to, like certain sports or whatever, entertainment, some always come out that vex you. Some going to still have a problem with that.
Yeah, you football, you had the gate coach or something.
Yeah.
Some gonna
come out, yeah. Nigga score a touchdown in a dance.
Yes.
You like, oh, you go from okay, yeah. I'm about to kill this. That I love. That I do it, that I hate.
Like the scripture say, when weeping and fasting in the morning. So that's the spirit that we in. Like, you know, we ain't rejoicing once we learn our errors. We ain't rejoicing in it. You know, not Jake always want to talk about what they used to be, what they used to do. You know, back in my day, no. Back in that day, hey, we hate that shit.
But they bring it back.
But they bring it
They
back.
was in the studio.
Right.
You can tell, like, the little nigga can spit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's certain, you know what I mean? That's just me. A lot of brothers say God, because me, it's like, I see the zeal, like, this nigga putting bars together. But that let me know that that's what he did before.
Right. He's still glorying in that old man. So that is like,
But he promoted. I mean, ain't nothing wrong. If you just say, if you know, you might drop some behind the scenes for yourself, maybe, or for the brothers. For brothers or something dedicated to, you know, the brother decided to do something like that. You merited it, right?
That's your message that's going up there.
Right, yeah. That's your diligence. That's another thing, yeah. Nigga on fire. That nigga dropped 2 tracks. Right, that's how it come across. You can get an alert from this nigga. You got a bell, which I don't have the bell on, but you got the bell on. You got them rap videos, man. Yes, sir.
Real quick, going back, it says, it's Psalm 51, and I'm starting at verse 2. I'm going to read it in NIV. It says, wash me clean from my guilt, purify me from my sin, for I recognize my rebellion. It haunts me day and night.
Okay.
Old man.
Beautiful, man. He said, you gonna say something?
Was it the old man?
Yeah, it said it hunts me day and night, man. And you hate your old ways, man. Because now a standard has been set. And you see how much of a nigga you used to be, man. You see what I'm saying? And if you dare to glory in that shit, man, you still a nigga. You ain't let that shit go, man. You supposed to hate that shit with a passion. Why? Because the standard been set now. You've been washed of that filth. It's just like, what is it? The pig returns to his money. Is that it? Yeah, and a dog. That's it. And a dog will go back to his vomit, man. That's what you're doing. You know?
What it's going to say, hate thy abomination for him, No.
Yeah, you glorify you was a nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
As we remind the Lord to put you to death. You know what I'm saying? You remind the Lord for our rebellion that you did once before, man. You know?
And that contributes to you hating this place as well more. Because the influences, certain family members you don't like no more. That just come with it though. It can be natural. It's just naturally separate yourself. You know, man, in this truth.
I got there real quick. So Rock 17:26, turn again to the Most High and turn away from iniquity, for he will lead thee out of darkness into the light of health. Go back to that position, right? And hate thy abomination for hidden. You're going to hate that old man, you know?
Right.
You're going to hate the things you did in this world. And in turn, you're going to hate this world, as Brother Big.
Setting out effects against the
And that's from a sincere place.
Right.
Truly, when the camera ain't on, you sighing and crying about something. So,
I make just going back to the word be him, and one of the words is passion. So that's a sincere, you really sincerely hate this place, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's come from a sense of passion when you vehemently hate the abomination.
It comes from the bowels of the body.
Right. And that's a part of that suffering. With a neighbor in his apartment, you know, doing everything that's against your moral fabric. You just see it, and right there, there's no regulating it. Esau just letting it run rampant. It affect your homes. It affect the way you eat. You don't know what a motherfucker cooked on the grill. You in the spirit ordering.
Lamb.
Right. And all that's combated by just some nigga in the back. Like he got this nigga back there cooking bacon on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. He just scraping it.
They start out the grill.
Scraping it
Right,
off.
man. Start out the grill.
With the bacon. Wow.
Yeah.
Piece of shrimp, make it on.
Nigga make the sandwich for himself first.
He'll wrap the shrimp in the bacon.
Yeah.
And just scrape the grease off.
Right.
And put your shit right out.
Yeah.
You know. That's why prayer is important, man.
Right. That's being vexed. Because you know. You know that's all. So you got to endure it. Are we on push-up? Hey, so with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory
to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakakadash.
And knowledge to our teachers, the head apostles, and the elders of the millstone. So going to the fellow neighbors out there, as always, the believers. Next time, so
Shalom.
Yeah.